Hey, it's Yarn Support again for another tutorial on the nanotekkit server. Today we're going to be talking to you about more of the Redpower items, tubes and whatnot, filters, automatic crafting tables, condensers, and all that stuff you might need to build an automated factory. First up, you have your condenser. They're always good to have. They condense items. You can pump them into crafting tables. If you put a little bit of the collectors and whatnot around it, it will help make it so it's pretty much an infinite source in there. You've got your restriction tube. For whatever reason, if your machine is overflowing from your pneumatic tubes, you got a lot bouncing around in that item or in the tubes. Take this and put it right back into your your condenser. It will automatically condense the stuff and re-put it out so that it causes a lag-free environment. Redpower tubes send a redstone signal across the tube, so you don't have to have 16,000 timers like a lot of you do. You can just have one powering the whole system, or use jacketed cable. These are just standard pneumatic tubes, transport items with filters. You got your red alloy wire, which allows you to connect from your timer all the way over to, say, your tubes with a jacketed wire, or so on and so forth. You got your timer, which sends a redstone pulse throughout your jacketed tubes, your redstone tubes, and your alloy wire. Now, with alloy wire, you're going to get cause more lag on the server, so we prefer you use the tubes and or the jacketed cable. Now, the jacketed cable looks like this. It's made of, ours has an obsidian cover on it. It can be covered with whatever you'd like. Basically, you connect it to the timer. You have to place one underneath the cable in order to connect to the timer. And when I turn that on, you should see a pulse come through here. So it'll actually pulse all the way around. Then, the last couple items, we've got our our MK2 crafting table, which you can pump items in and then pump a good item out. Of course, you got your filters to push the items in and out. You can also use transposers. And of course you got the screwdriver, another good utility. What it does is, didn't work, let's see. Screwdriver. You can rotate your filter around depending on which way you need it. Now that gold bar is going to pull out of a chest or pull out of a table. If you have it any other direction, it will not work. So if I'm trying to pull out of the table, that won't work. Now the filter also has to be next to the table. So like that, if I'm trying to pull out. Except tables are on top, so that's beside the point. And I guess next we'll show you how to connect our tables all the way up to the filters.
Okay, I'm going to explain how to work with these tables, guys. So again, we have a Mark II automatic crafting table Mark II with a filter on top and some pneumatic tubes on the side. The small hole coming out of the top of this filter is the output, just like Sport said a moment ago. The automatic crafting table's only output on the top. All these tubes going into the sides are all inputs. When you right-click on the table, it has 5 different rows on top. Each of those corresponds to a different side of it. So if you don't want it to be filling up with one item so that it gets clogged, make sure each item is coming in from a different side. Otherwise, you might just have it not work and you have no idea why. This is an example of a very compact system, except you would need chests on each of these. They would pump into the crafting table. There would be no need for tubes, so nothing would be bouncing around. It would be pumping in, making whatever you want, going out to that energy condenser on top. All the filters, like this one over here, would need to have either a jacketed wire or a timer or something giving it a redstone pulse. Every time it gets a pulse, it sends out a signal. If it just has a constant always-on signal, like from a torch, it will not work. It will only go the first time. Like this one right here, I can put the torch next to it, and if you look closely, you can see that there's a red line on the top above the yellow parts. I think that's everything for automated systems. You got anything else, Sport?
Yes, one thing you do have to remember, if they don't have a valid destination, if you just put a tube off the top, for instance, and you wonder why it's not pumping out, it's because it doesn't have a valid destination. It has to go to a chest, to another automatic crafting table, or to a destination, or it will just sit there like that.
Yes.
Now, you also may wonder, a couple other things we're going to show in the next videos is how to separate your tubes. So say if you have multiple automatic crafting tables pumping out right next to each other, and you want to run 2 tubes next to each other, they do connect. So we'll show you how to change out all that, and pump multiple redstone signals, and how to portion it so it's not overflowing.
Okay, stay tuned. Bye, everybody.